Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So this is Chris from Cypher Sigma Toys, and yes, this is another kind of double pick up video. So we have two items here. One I ordered from Amazon that I've been looking at, and one I got in a charity shop, which has a story to it, but we'll get into the boring one. So yeah, if you follow the channel, obviously you have this line of Turtles of Grayskull, mainly with the Snake Men motif, and these are the figures on the back. And if you'll know, I have Raphael and Donatello already. So I did look at Mechanic. It was, I think, £10 or £11 in Forbidden Planet when we went last summer to see AJ and visit the Jurassic Park experience. And I kind of wanted to pick this up, but I thought, no, I'll stick with the Turtles. Lo and behold, when I went on Amazon, getting old, my memory's getting kaput at the minute, is that it had it for £7.99, so it was like £2 even cheaper. And obviously Amazon, being that they deliver it to your house, I thought, why not treat myself? I've been paid. It's £8. He is connected in here. That's one way to pop it out. Bear with me. Right, so that's all the packaging off. Here we have the Mechanic figure. So, like most stuff, he's got his arms. I mean, with all his armor on, he's very limited with how he can turn. I think there is the bicep and the shoulder feels like it's seized together, so I don't know. You do have a joint at the elbow. It's not a butterfly joint, it's not sad. I've got a bit of plastic stuck in there. That bugged me. His waist does turn. His head obviously has limited movement again because he has this one on, but we'll see more. And then obviously legs, like most He-Man legs, have bend at the knee and then at the calf, the bottom of the leg, and the foot has a little bit of movement as well. Sorry, that hasn't shown, as you can see there. So he does have two pegs on the back. I believe this is, so he does have a shield. It does have a handle, or you can plug it into his back. There we go. So it's quite a solid lock in. So we'll have him as that, even though he's kind of a knight. As you can see, he has this kind of gauntlet that keeps falling off his hand. I think there's only one. I haven't left. Yeah, I suspect. Yeah, it only shows one, so he can't. I assume that limits him holding his shield and stuff like this. Obviously, he does come with a mace as well, so I must admit his hands are quite soft. This is the very interesting thing. So yeah, okay, so he can hold it. It's soft there, and obviously the one thing that we know about Mechanic is, so he does. So also, if you pull the waist has a little bit of additional movement. I didn't know that's the case. So let's pop his head off. There we go. And obviously he has these two extendable ones. Let's put that down. So he has two expendable ones. They both have little ball joints in there. So we will put these two together first of all. Look like they're more or less the same piece, just molded twice. Okay, and there it is locked on. Now, if you kind of see there, if you have, well, it's really hard to tell, but kind of these parts, as I said inside, they're curved, and something when sitting with his armor at his head at the back, it kind of does conflict a bit with it, so you kind of have to pop it under, like I've done there. It's really hard to tell, but yeah, you kind of, this back sleeve has to slide underneath his arm for him to kind of look like this. So it does kind of look as Mechanic would kind of. The helmet design is all right. I think it would have needed a little bit of a better tweak design because his neck is how it is with Lee's and they're not bendable, and it really limits. You can kind of have him here or upright. There ain't really much movement on it because obviously the way these bits are designed. So yeah, quite glad I paid the money I did because I mean it's a cheap figure anyway, so I shouldn't really complain about limitations. But yeah, definitely there is that. I mean, I think you could probably use this part to stick on his head as well if you wanted to. You really wanted to be. Let's stick his or maybe is this supposed to be? Hang on, let's get the picture. Is it, or is his club supposed to be part of his head? Oh no, so it isn't. So the picture does show obviously that these two, but it kind of has a. Can I? Oh no, so it has a gap in it, but it's not compatible with the ball bearing, even though it looks like it is. You know, a little bit misleading there. Oh well. Now I've got to get him to hold the club properly there, and let's pop his head back on. So all in all, an all right Mechanic figure. I mean, to be honest, under a tenner or a tenner is probably about the right price for this figure, depending, as I say, joints aren't that great. Obviously, the confliction of the armor and the limitation of it, you kind of get what you pay for. But I think let's take the shield off his back as well and have him at least battle ready. Even though that's a bit of a, there we go. So there he is, battle ready Mechanic. So not a bad figure, not a great figure, but it is what it is. So then we go to this dinosaur figure. Kind of looks like a little bit like a Spinosaurus. And it comes from, I think, the later Jurassic line because it has the little DNA type thing there. And then obviously we have the Jurassic World print on the other foot. It should make a noise, but as I'll try, you can hear it's not quite working for whatever. Obviously, when you press the button, he is opening up. I think you would need to. There's a little screw here, so I'll take that out and look at the batteries and see what's going on. Maybe it's there. So yes, this cost me £1, but there's a bit of story to it. So I went into a charity shop close to where I'm with my wife. It was a bit of a disappointing. There wasn't much in there. Now this was in a box. Now this didn't have this sticker on here, so it had a load of tags and stuff, but this figure didn't have anything. So I was rooting around like I was already other Jurassic ones, and there was just this sticker loose. So I stuck it on the figure and was like, well, that will cost me £1. So whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know what is here. Could have had a label, but I didn't like check all of them, spread all the toys out and figure everything out. That's what it is. But funnily enough, this cost me £1. The week before, when I'd been training some kids at football, which is what I do on the weekends, I'd noticed £1 on the floor, so I picked it up. So the £1 that I found on the floor then bought this figure. So this didn't cost me, anyone. I found £1, picked it up, and then use it to buy this figure. So go to the RSPCA, which always support the animals. There you go, see that. Quite a cool figure, say for £1 for a dinosaur. Always lovely sort of things, picking them up. Obviously the tail does move, doesn't do anything, limbs. It's £1. Dinosaur for £1, you can't go wrong. So that has been my 2 pickups and little story for this week. Is there any Jurassic Park fans or Motu fans out there that collect the new line, think it's any good? Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. I'm Chris from Cypher Sigma Toys, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.